Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Randy,
I'm Bradley.
I'm Bryce.
and this is the previously known as Starforge podcast, but we wanted to get a little bit of new information, catch you guys up with some changes that's been going on. First
Yes,
of all,
so Starforge, for those of you that know, Randy came to me with the idea of, let's name this thing Starforge. And I was like, oh yeah, from Star Wars, like the thing
Horrible idea,
in the
man.
video game. And that was my first thought, and so we just wanted to, broaden the scopes, and Randy had no ideas from Star Wars.
did not know about Starforge from Star Wars. I just thought it sounded like a cool thing.
And so we just heard from some of our listeners that it was just hard to get to. They would see a lot of Star Wars gameplay and stuff. And
Yep.
so, we wanted to just come to y'all with a new idea.
Not that we hate Star Wars, it's just not only what we're going to be talking about. So
We just found a better name that is probably 10 times better.
yep.
Deep Fried Ideas, or DFI for short.
We were really thinking about it. We were trying to come up with a lot of good names, and we were just stewing. You could even say we were deep frying our ideas, and we were just really trying to come up with a good idea. And well, there's the name, Deep Fried Ideas.
And I'm not sure if we've talked about it before, but the podcast is based in the South, so deep fried is just where it comes from.
That's true.
It's just part of life, man.
Yeah. So there it is.
Yeah.
New name, no longer Starforge. Just because trying not to confuse anybody. So no
And-
longer Starforge.
So I've been trying to edit and do some things for it. So I had to redo an entire email for it. I had to delete my Facebook page for it. Just all kinds of crap.
You guys do not know the pain that Brad went through for this.
I pulled out probably half my hair for this, but everything's up and running. So if you want to check us out on Instagram, the page is just changed. So if you're friends on Starforge, it is now just called I think DFI PCast. All of our new information is going to be there. Our new email address to email us what you think. Our whatever it's called Gmail thing is on it now. Our email. Facebook is now there. YouTube is now there. So you'll be able to get all that information there. And a new thing that we're coming to bring is we're going to get on iTunes podcast. We're going to try to get on Stitcher, and
Pretty much every platform.
we're going to try to get on every platform as we can.
Spotify?
Spotify as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
I forgot all the names.
So if you guys have
Okay.
any platforms that you usually listen to podcasts on that you wish we were on, go ahead and let us know, and we can do our best to get on there. I've heard that it can be a little bit difficult to get on some. Spotify, I've heard, for some reason, is a pain to try to get onto Spotify for some people. Some people, like, it's super easy, and then other people, they just can't do it. So it might not be that we'll get there right off the bat immediately, but we'll do our best. But other than that, so that was pretty much the name change.
And so also, we're going to be coming out every single week on Tuesday is the date that we're going to go for, just so it's a consistent thing. You can look forward to it Tuesday night usually, or Wednesday morning. We want to get more consistent every single week, putting it out there on that.
So,
Yeah. And so, what for spin?
anything else that we had? Was there
Yeah,
any other
so
business to get out of the way?
before everything got deleted on our YouTube, I want to put a shout out to all 14 listeners.
Nice.
We hit 14. That was honestly
Milestone.
like double the
Double
people
digits.
that I wanted. Our second video, I think, had 8 or 9. So
Dude, you were looking for 7 viewers?
I was
Pretty
like,
nice.
I thought 7 was a good number, but
One
You know?
listener for every day of the week. Now we got 2 people listening every day.
look at
That's
us.
crazy. Did you think of that? That's crazy numbers. We're in the
Yeah,
double digits.
But I'm pretty sure like
Yeah,
4 of them
thank
were
you
me
to
on all my
everyone
accounts.
that's
So
Probably true. Same. But if you think about it, it's now got, for the amount of viewers, it's now a teenager.
it is now. Oh, it's so cute.
Dude, a few more listeners and our podcast listener number.
We
to
should get
break.
I want our podcast listener number to be able to drink. 21
Old
is
enough
what
to
we're
drink.
shooting for.
So-
Or unless you're in Europe, then
So-
18, or 16 or whatever.
So
it
what
is.
happens when our podcast gets into the amount where it's far past dead, or even
Dude.
approaches the age of the universe?
Our podcast is God, and it will live forever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and I think that's all like the administrative stuff. So before we get into topics and everything
Boring
for the
business.
night, how's y'all's week been going?
My week has been great. I've been all consumed with Destiny because I have 0 life. I've been grinding out that power level and I was hoping to be able to grind out that power level to be able to get to the raid, but apparently not. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but apparently Bungie hates everyone. And wants
Except for
them
that
to
one
grow.
group of people,
Yeah.
right?
Except for one.
All right, how about you,
Bryce?
Bryce?
It's all right. I moved down to college, so lots of driving.
Crazy
Yeah,
college.
moved to college. It's great. Finished my freshman year last semester, so I'm just headed into like a new one. And
nerd, going
went
to
to a new
college.
apartment complex. So lots of new stuff. Like none of my roommates regularly hang out at the apartment, so it's getting kind of quiet. But I mean, it's been pretty good. Grinding out some of that Destiny with Randy too.
Dude,
I'm
Bryce.
having lots of fun with it.
not to interrupt, but I feel your pain there. Feeling all
Hey,
alone.
man.
No one's ever at the
It's not
apartment.
pain for me. It's like bliss, man. I'm so excited to like just be jumping and all of that stuff. But
No,
man,
no.
last
I
night,
mean,
trying to get that guy to spawn, that was hell.
That
But
was.
anyway.
I mean, in a lonely apartment
What?
with no one home. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I'm here most of the
Oh,
time,
sure.
except for
Like
work and
5%
hanging out
of
with
the
my
time.
girlfriend and everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm here.
So like 5% of the time.
And then my week has
Yeah.
been pretty good. I don't play Destiny, so I don't know the pain of the
Hey,
raids.
man, it's all good.
But
It's all good.
I have been playing a little bit of Ark. Randy and I have been playing a little bit of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Bryce just got it as well.
Oh, dude, let's
And
talk
then
about that today.
I also just got this new game that's so fun. It's on the phone. It's
Definitely
called
not
Night of the Full Moon or something. But I started it like 2 days ago. Told Randy about it like an hour ago, and he's already way past me. So that's how good of a gamer I am.
You just gotta get good, scrub.
I'm not good at video games.
There's that good old gaming addiction kicking in right there for you, Randy.
Dude, not only, so he told me about the game, I played it for like maybe an hour, not even.
Not even.
And then my phone died because I forgot to charge it last night, and he continued to play it. Then I got back home, charged my phone for a little while, played for a little bit longer, and I've already passed him again. So, I've been playing for maybe a few
and
hours.
There's Brad's famous being slow as hell at everything video games.
The
There
only
too,
game
so.
that I'm not slow at,
Slow and steady wins the race.
I don't even know. What am I not?
KOTOR.
Okay, so yeah, I'm also playing through Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Like, came out in 2001 or something. But I love that
Damn
game.
it, classic.
So I'm already halfway through the first planet after playing for 4 hours. So
That's further than I ever got.
I don't know if that's good or not, but it's fun. I'm
I don't know.
going straight dark side, so I'm being evil. So I think I'm going fast.
Yeah. I don't understand why,
Mhm.
but so we're on a whole tangent that we're gonna get back from. Sorry, but I was just gonna say real quick. I don't understand why all of the initial companions that they give you in that game
False.
are all light side.
So the first 2 companions that you get are totally good guys.
Yeah,
The
like-
third one, his name is Kandris,
Well, yeah.
and he's just a.
No,
Ooh,
because
he's
you
a
had
bad
your
guy.
Wookiee too. You've already had
Okay,
three.
so the 4th one is really bad.
Well, but
Villainly
didn't
bad.
you have your?
No, I don't. Stop.
You've got your dude.
So you
you've
get
got
the
your-
first guy.
you've got your
You get
Invisigirl.
the Twi'lek.
Yeah, the
You
Twi'lek.
get the Chewbacca guy,
Yeah.
Zalbar. So those are 3.
Okay.
And then the
Okay, I
4th
couldn't
guy is
remember if you had a fourth
Kandris.
person
Nah,
already.
Kandris is the
Could've
next one.
sworn
He
you
has
did.
like a minigun.
Yeah. Okay.
All
So
right.
the first 3, it's like they're
Yeah.
really trying to push it towards the light side.
So the good thing about that game though is, bad thing about that game, whether or not you go light side or dark side, it doesn't matter.
There's
The
no
only
difference.
difference is the force abilities that you can get. Okay.
And people's responses to you.
Yeah.
But-
All right.
Anyway.
So enough about that. But so I think y'all want to talk a little bit about the new Destiny raid.
Yeah. Made me cry.
Yeah.
Emotionally
Oh, man.
broke me. And I didn't even play it. I was just watching people
Yeah.
play it and I emotionally broke.
Yeah, I didn't play either.
Bryce, have you heard of some of the numbers that they've come out with? About the
Other
Destiny?
than the ridiculous 20 hours that it took to beat the
Well,
darn
yeah.
thing, no.
Yeah, so the Destiny 2 final or new raid for the Forsaken DLC released. It's called The Last Wish, and so far, only 18 people have finished that raid. 18 people.
Oh, 3 teams. Okay.
Yeah, 3 teams have finished it, but on opening day, only 1 team could finish it. 1 group of 6 could finish it. Since then, 2 other teams have finished it, like the next evening day. But so In total, within the first 24 hours of the raid being live, only 18 people have finished it, and the first raid group took over 20 hours to complete it. In Destiny 1, the Taken King DLC with the King's Fall raid, in opening night, it took, first of all, the first raid clear took less than 10 hours, I believe. But then also, the amount of people that cleared that were over 13,000 people that cleared it opening night. Mm-hmm. So, like, the number difference of opening night in King's Fall was 13,000 people, and in this one, it's one group. Is just... That's a staggering difference of numbers. It's pretty depressing.
I know.
And so it took 20 hours to do one thing for them. It would have taken me at least 80 hours to complete probably one, like halfway. Oh man, that's
I don't know
crazy.
if you would have.
Yeah, you probably still be playing it, man.
That's not a dig at your skill level. I'm just saying, like it is hard. I don't know if I'd be able to finish it as of where I'm at right now.
No, I don't think I could either, honestly, because for just like a kind of brief thing on why it's so hard is that.
The delta scaling.
Pretty much everybody has been starting out at like power level, like 500 and what do you think? Average is about like 530, 540, somewhere between them. Like if you're grinding pretty hard.
For what? Sorry, what?
For like probably most people. What would you say like the majority of the player base in Destiny with their power level at like opening night was?
Opening night for the people who grinded, like knowing they were going into the raid, I would say most people were 540 max.
Yeah.
560 was like the most of the super rare people. Like very few people were 560, but there was a few, like one or two. But I would say most people were in the 540s area, 540, 550s, starting out.
And so to kind of explain a bit more about that, so the raid, its recommended white level was 550. We actually went into the first encounter, and the recommended white level was 560, and it ended at 580. So, and just in our experience, when you start getting to like a power level differentiation between like you and the enemies of like 20, it gets kind of impossible. So this was pretty nutty. I think that Bungie was just really trying to get back at people for finishing the King's Fall raid so fast, you know?
Yeah, and I think, so there's actually a couple of things. And then also, with the delta scaling, if you get even further up, if you get to a 15 to, or a 25 to 30 power difference, it gets to the point where you just can't do damage. Like legitimately, when you shoot the enemy, they'll just be immune. No matter how many bullets you shoot, they just won't take damage ever. So like that's where like majority of people, when they were getting to the end boss, like they were just either doing very minimal to no damage, and they were just getting one shot by by the enemies, normal enemies. And so it's just like there's no way.
So I know little to nothing about Destiny other than it's a first-person shooter and it looks like aliens. So
it is
I don't know very much, but from my point of view, I think it could. I mean, I don't know because the new updates and for that game and everything made the game so much better.
Super good.
But my only concern is for that. So when Destiny 1 came out and that new update came out, people already loved the game. People will played it all the time, and that just added to the enjoyment. But then you get here to this point of Destiny 2 where everyone hated it. Finally, something came out that did what they were supposed to in the first place. So people didn't love it. It was more of I expected this to come out, and so it's just where it should be.
Right.
And then something comes out, and it's just impossible. For me, when I play a game and it's impossible, usually it's not fun for me. I'm just like, I'd rather be able to beat it, obviously be a challenge, but not to where it's impossible. So is that a good move for Destiny 2, or is it kind of just I don't even know what the other option would be.
In my opinion, I think it's a good move for a different reason, though, because in a lot of problems that Destiny has had in all of their DLC releases is that they release the content, people just burn through the content within like a couple of weeks. Like they just level as fast as they can. The raid releases, and they just burn through the raid, and then at that point they're like, all right, now there's nothing else to do. Cool, I'm done. Because there's nothing else. And so I think that's what they've been purposefully doing in this DLC, is that they're making the raid super hard, so there's no way you could have leveled up high enough. But the final area in the Destiny DLC is called the Dreaming City, and over time, week by week, the area will continue to change. And we actually saw the first change right after the first raid group finished the raid. As soon as they finished the Last Wish, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason I couldn't remember the raid name. So as soon as the first raid group finished the raid, the Last Wish raid, the city changed. And now, week by week, it'll continue to change and get harder. And by doing that, it's giving people more and more reasons to keep coming back to that city, keep being able to give people more and more opportunities to get new gear, do new activities, and get more powerful to the point where now there's a reason to, like, I can't do the raid yet, but this city, it keeps getting better. I'll keep going back and doing that, and I'll have the raid in mind to get back to when I can get there. And then even after you beat the raid, the city, it's still changing, and it's still evolving, and so even if you beat the raid, you can still come back. And so, like, I feel like it's their, maybe it's not the best way, but I feel like it's their attempt to try to solve that problem of, well, people are just burning out of the content just way too fast. So that's their trying to solve it, is just, well, let's force them to have to grind for a little bit longer, and let's make it so that then there's time-gated events, so that then they can't just go through all of the missions right off the bat. They have to wait a few weeks, and then some more missions will come out, and then in another couple weeks, another few missions will come out, so that then they can't just do everything. So I like it, but
well, and talking about that is, I guess I agree a little bit more with you now, is that they're increasing their replayability.
Exactly.
And there's one big goal in mind, but they have smaller things to get you there. So knowing that now, I could see why they did it.
But it does kind of, if you were one of those raid groups that were like, oh, I'm gonna get world's first raid completion, and then you go into the raid and you're just getting dunked on, it would put a kind of like painful taste in your mouth of like, we just got, I was grinding for forever, and I felt like I was in a good spot, and I just got destroyed. Like, what is going on? But that's how you know you still got room to grow. You gotta go and try it out, and then when you fail, then you know you can keep working. It's no fun if you can just steamroll all of the content right off the bat, because then there's no challenge. So
I like that.
Yeah.
No.
That's how I want to live life. Just being overpowered for everything. I want to go into a job interview, feel overpowered. I want to go into my first day of work, overpowered, and just be too good for everything.
Yeah. That is something I like in games, is if by the end you can feel super overpowered, but I don't want the entire game to
So
be
we were
overpowered.
talking about, this has been months and months ago, but how you felt in
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah. And you just, like, you start off, you're already really good, but there's still some challenges, but, like, the more and more you get, you literally become a god.
Yeah, like, literally by the end, nothing can touch you. And that's why that game, like, maybe it's not the most perfect game, but I love that game, because, like, you start out, and you're kind of like a scrub little ranger, and a little normal orc could kill you, but by the end, like, you're just teleporting everywhere, and you're just kind of, like, branding everybody and forcing people to fight for you, and then you can just suck their souls out to fuel your own abilities, and then you can continue teleporting and then suck more souls out. It's just like, you feel so good, and just nothing can touch you. So that's a fun game if you want to feel like a god by the end of it. But those are the type of games where I like the challenge of, like, grinding up, but then by the time I get to the end, I want to feel like I'm that I'm powerful by the end. I don't want to still be able to die to a normal scrub enemy by the end of the game, because I've just beaten the main bad enemy. Like, how am I still getting killed by little underling dudes? So.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, I guess for kind of how I see the raid is, I don't know, I don't feel like it's the best move to make, like, the enemies, like, totally invincible to you at the end. Like, I think that kind of stings, but, you know, like, I'd make it so that, like, it would be super hard, but people that are grinding really hard get at least, like, try and finish it. So I feel like it might have been a bit too hard. Like, I understand, you know, trying to want to help extend, like, the game experience and stuff like that, and replayability and all that, but, like, at the same time, I feel like you don't want to, like, crush people's dreams, you know?
Well, I mean, to be fair, to be fair, like, that's the only people who were, like, going into the final raid encounter with completely not being able to do damage were people who were, like, at, like, they would have to be at 540, 560, not even, 540 probably at that point. They would have to be super low power, and at that point,
Yeah.
like, if you start out the raid, like, being able to do anything, which would mean you probably having to be at, like, 540, by the time you get to the last raid encounter, you'll probably be somewhere near, like, 560, 570, just because of the raid gear you'll get through the rest of the raid. So I think it's just, like, if you do the raid all the way through, you will get enough gear that you'll level up, but it just prevents people from going, oh, I haven't done the rest of the raid, but I can just join on my friend who got to the end and just use his checkpoint to get in and finish the raid. It's like,
Oh yeah.
no.
Yeah,
You're gonna get
that's actually a good move on their
Yeah,
part.
you're gonna
You know,
get
it always
Delta.
kinda sucks when people kinda.
you're gonna get delta, and
Yeah,
you're just gonna get crushed, and you won't be able to do damage.
Sorry,
but if you
what
actually,
does delta mean?
So delta scaling it's just the way that they even out the game. If you're under an enemy, if your power level is underneath of the enemy's power level, then they're going to do bonus damage to you, and you're going to do less damage to them. And then it works the exact opposite. If you're over their level, then you're going to do more damage to them, and they're going to do less damage to you. So delta scaling is just the scale of how much power you've got versus they've got, and how much damage you're going to do versus how much damage they're going to do to you. And so if you've got really high power, then you're just going to not be taking as much damage, and you're going to be able to stomp on them. And so that makes you feel more powerful. As you get higher power level, it makes you feel more powerful because nothing's doing nearly as much damage to you, and you're able to just shoot everything in 2 shots. But it also makes it so that then end game activities are way more challenging because they're able to one-shot you because you're just so weak at that point. And then it makes it so that then, like, if you go through the raid like a normal human being and do each part, you'll level up to a point where, like, maybe you won't be able to easily do the final encounter, but you'll be able to at least survive for a little bit. But it also prevents those people from just being able to, like, hijack someone else's checkpoint and just finish the raid right off the bat, because at that point they'll be at 540 light and they won't be able to do damage. So I like it.
Yeah, sure.
It
Yeah,
kind
so
of makes you
basically
have to
getting
build
delta
energy.
means that you get like one shot by enemies that are too powerful for you.
Yeah, that's
Stuff
like
like that.
that's like really bad delta scaling if you're just so far underpowered that you just get one shot. But
Yeah.
delta scaling is just like any range of that where, like, you could be, if you're, and there's levels, like, if I don't remember the exact levels, the numbers, but, like, there's a range of, like, if you're say 520 to 525, if you're anywhere within that scale, then you're gonna be doing the same amount of damage to enemies, and they're gonna be doing the same amount of damage to you. But as soon as you get to 526, you go up the next delta level, and therefore they're gonna be doing less damage. And so it goes in increments of levels. So it just if you're just one level beneath you, they won't be one-shotting you. Like, if you're just one delta level beneath them, it's not like they're instantly going to be one-shotting you. They'll just do minusculely, incrementally more damage. So it's not like all of a sudden you're doing just fine, and then bam, you're getting one shot. You'll notice the difficulty increase. So
Yeah, sure.
I think
so
it's
you
a good
can kinda
system.
get hurt and stuff like that.
It's a good system to make you feel powerful, but also make the enemies feel good about.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta boost
About
their
killing you?
morale.
Make the enemies feel good about killing you.
You gotta boost their morale, otherwise they'll just quit.
Yeah.
That's what they did in Wreck-It Ralph.
Ralph,
Ralph,
that's fun.
or whatever his name was, Wreck-It guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got tired.
He just got tired of it. So.
Crapped on, man.
And then there was Satan, but
Oh
he was,
yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
so that's Destiny. It's fun.
Yeah.
Brad hates it, and so
My computer just can't run it, so
he's just a hater. It can run it.
not very well.
That's not my fault.
Mhm.
It's my fault.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, and another game that we've been playing, Ark.
Oof.
Okay.
So, Randy and
So
I.
can I
Yep. Go for it.
can I start off with ask somebody a question, you guys?
No.
Yeah.
So, I got the game recently, and I played I don't know, probably like 2 hours, 2 to 3. And honestly, I don't know if it's just playing with like you guys, but like I'm not like seeing that there's a whole lot to do in the game for me. You know?
So I think probably the reason that you're not seeing a whole lot to do right now is just because we're so much over your level. I don't know how to say that word. But it's just because like if there's like, oh, I could build a axe, and we're like, oh no, we can already build that, so like we'll just get that for you. But when you get to like after you catch up, and by playing more, we'll just kind of power level you up to our level, and then at that point, like when me and Brad were like leveling up together, he'll be like, oh, I can get this, and I'll be like, okay, well, I won't get that ability to build that because you can build that, and so like I have no need to spend my skill level points on that, and then at that point I can get something else, and so it just makes it so that then like you can specialize in certain things, and then he can specialize in certain things. We can all specialize in different things, but right now you're just going through the levels where we can already all the essentials we've got, and so you don't have a need to really use your skill points. Other than getting necessities.
And so, like if we started a completely different world where all of us are level 1, there'd be so much to do because then we don't have any clothes, we don't have any shelter, we don't have any weapons, we don't have any.
And so we've got to rely on each other to be able to like, oh, I can build clothes, so here, I'll build everyone clothes. Well, I can build
everyone pickaxes and axes and stuff, and then the other person can start building.
Like Brad, he can build all of the clothes so far. Like he's been getting all the clothes, and I've just been getting all the building materials, so I could just build houses for days. And so like we're just been doing that. And like if I need clothes, I'm just like, well, I guess I gotta hope Brad's willing to make me clothes, otherwise I'm gonna be naked all day. So if you want, we can start over if you want. We just kind of started out.
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about it.
But so
I mean, you guys have already got some stuff, but like I feel like it's even a bit more than that, because like I mean, we could make the house a bit bigger. I mean, like I don't even see anything that we can like put in the house that'd be cool. Or like, we got like some dinosaurs to ride.
Yeah. So really, the house I just built because it's fun to have a house.
Yeah, the house isn't even necessary. Like the most necessary thing in that area that we live in is the chests.
Yeah.
Like what our goal is, we haven't even left probably 5 feet of off the coast. Because we go 5 feet in, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
So for me, the point of the game, the what makes the game replayable, what makes the game fun is right now we have probably the weakest dinosaurs as our pets, and we can get dragons at the end. We can get yetis. We can get I don't even know stuff. I was chased by this
Scorpions.
I was chased by this huge lizard. I teleported into the middle of the jungle. And then just saw this like 20-foot lizard thing slithering and attacking me.
Oh yeah.
And I was just freaking out. So like, the house is just fun. You know, where you can like hold dinosaurs. You can hold.
I think
stuff.
For like the houses, like they're good if you're gonna be on like a PvP server where other people are gonna be attacking you. At which point you could put your like boxes of stuff into the house, so then they can't just like steal stuff out of your boxes. And I don't know if it'd be a bad idea for us to put our boxes in there so that then dinosaurs can't just come along and just break our boxes. As
we've built our house like 3 times because of that.
As one just came along when I was playing the other day, and he just destroyed our boxes, and I was like, well, there goes all of our stuff. So I don't think it'd be a bad idea to put it into the house, but mainly I just built the house because
we can.
I wanted to, because I can. So I wanted to make myself feel good. So the house isn't super useful, but like as we level up, then we're able to build more advanced technology.
Yeah, so like right now we have a wood house. We're about to start building stone houses.
Yeah.
Same with like clothes. You get leather clothes, then you get hide clothes.
No, hide and leather are the same thing.
Well, you're the same thing.
Thank you.
All right, first you get like leaves as clothes.
Basically, you get fiber clothes, then you get hide, and then you get metal clothes.
And it's cool in this game as well is you can just go so far in the future. You can get guns and stuff later, and
like laser guns.
I think,
yeah,
you can get laser guns.
You can get laser guns, dude. It's insane.
So it's cool because you're never running out of things to build. You're always once you hit the point where you can't really build anything else, you level up and you can build an entirely new set of things.
And you can tame T-Rexes, and there's even a dinosaur bigger than a T-Rex called a Gigarex or Gigasaur, I think, or something like that.
Gigarex.
Gigarex. It's a Gigarex.
That's awesome,
But
man.
they're humongous.
I want to see that in the new Jurassic Park movie, man.
Right? Gigarex. We took a T-Rex and made him Giga. We
This will
Gigarex
give the
him.
parents nightmares.
So I think it's just like most games where you start off the game, there's only such a minute things that you things you can do, and then once you hit another point, you can do just so much stuff. You can like, we just need to take you into the middle of the jungle, Bryce, and you'll see just how much more there's to do. It's just since we don't leave our little peninsula, it's just kind of.
Also, I would love, like, I don't know, maybe we need to like build our computer before we can do this, but I would love to be able to get where we can have a
Our own server?
Yeah, our own server, because like right now.
Yeah, because right now we have like a 30-meter distance we can be
right now
from
we
the
have
host, which is you, Randy.
A non-dedicated server where it's basically the server is a temporary server running off of my computer, at which point, because I'm the host, everyone needs to be nearby me, which is kind of a bummer for everyone else. They can't just go wandering off. But if we were to make a dedicated server for our game, we would just have to have a dedicated server and a computer running it. But then at that point, we could all join onto that server and go wherever. The reason we can't do that right now is just because we need a separate computer to be able to be running that server and computing it. Because otherwise, we would need the game just can't have 3 separate people running on the same server but not connected. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't understand all of it, but like we just need one host player right now, so it does kind of make it a downer for it. But maybe we just need to build another computer and then just have that computer running it, or a computer running it as the server, and then so that would make it probably better as well.
And Ark is actually a pretty old game, isn't it? Didn't it come out in like 2012 or something?
I think that was when the alpha came out, but I think it fully released like maybe a year or 2 ago.
Okay, so they have gotten out of early access purgatory.
Yes, finally.
Yeah, a lot of games never make it out
Well,
there. So
I played a game like
it's still being actively updated, right?
What?
It's still being actively updated, right?
Yeah, they update it quite often.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of games that never leave beta and delta and stuff, or alpha and beta, I played DayZ like 10 years ago.
Is that still in?
And that's still in beta.
Oof. I don't think they're ever going to take it out.
I mean,
Do you
they
think
keep
they just abandoned that?
No, they keep improving it. I keep seeing updates for it, but they're not ready for the full game.
I feel like a lot of games they're just like, well, we'll just leave it in alpha or leave it in beta or whatever, because that gives us like, if people see a full game release, then they're expecting it to not have like problems. They're expecting it to be a really smooth game. But if we just leave it in beta, then it kind of gives us an excuse for bugs, and so we don't need to work so hard on trying to get rid of those bugs, because the game's still in beta. It's not our fault. So.
Yeah, I guess it's a pretty easy scapegoat, you know? It's like, as long as your game is in early access, then you could be like, oh, it's just not finished, you know?
Exactly.
Just look the other way when that problem pops up.
Yeah.
You know, we'll fix it later. Whereas conventional way of kind of putting out games, where like the full release and stuff like that, you need to have it in working order.
But then also, real quick, I think we're going to wrap it up here real quick in a minute. Said real quick a lot.
Real quack, man.
Real quack. But there is in Ark, there is 3 more maps other than the one we have that you can pay for. And there's some that are like super cool.
They look awesome.
Like there's one that like there's 3 other maps that you can be in other than the
one
base
of them's like
one.
All lava-y.
Yeah, one's like
there's a
desert.
huge jungle desert one.
So one's a desert with lava caverns, I believe. The one is a jungle, like just pure like madness
Indiana Jones.
jungle,
It looks like Indiana Jones.
And then there's one that looks like, let's see, what game is it like? It reminded me of something.
Halo.
No, I think it reminded me of kind of like
Journey
section in Borderlands.
Oh yeah, it did actually.
Yeah,
okay.
but like it was like all like caves with like crystals and stuff, like underground caves with crystals, and it had like kind of like xenomorphic like alien monsters and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Dope.
Yeah, so like There's like, and
Super
each
down.
one of them has like different monsters and different animals. Like this one has like mostly dinosaurs
And one dragon.
and one dragon, but then the other ones they also have dinosaurs and stuff, but they've got other things as
Yeah.
well, like other monsters and other things, and so like it's pretty cool. It's pretty
And
awesome.
probably the worst thing about the game, though, is that they have a battle royale that I tried to play the other day, but literally there was 2 people on the game, me and one other kid, and we couldn't even start a game. So
Hey, man.
that's the worst.
You just gotta kill one person to get that victory royale.
Hey,
Woo!
Good for
better
you.
chance than every other battle royale.
Better chance than I had in the Call of Duty Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Played that
Oh,
today.
did you try that?
Yeah, I played it today because like as soon as it came out for early access or pre-order, I got it just because I know I'm gonna play the zombies because that's my life. So I
True.
got it, and so now the battle royale is in beta. So I was like, I'll try it out, and it is fun. It's basically like a more polished version of PUBG.
Yeah.
Is what it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting the impression from.
Yeah.
Of stuff
Which
I
is
watched.
fun.
So
But
here's the big question: have you played PUBG before?
Yes.
no.
Sorry, that's a Bradley S. Randino.
But we have played all Fortnite together, like everybody and their mother has these days.
Yeah.
Um,
My mother
not
has
even
not.
an exaggeration. All those Fortnite moms, you know.
It's probably-
But so, is this more or less fun to you than Fortnite?
Fortnite now, then the Call of Duty Borderlands is more fun to me than Fortnite is now. But Fortnite OG, like when we first started playing it, because we
played it the week it came out.
Yeah,
pretty
we
sure.
played Fortnite like when it was still nobody was playing it, and then it was just super fun because we just mess around.
Because well, first of all, we could actually win.
we could actually win,
And then also, it wasn't so complex.
we built the Hall of Doors.
We
which was
built,
great.
we got a group of people that we didn't even know. We built just this huge mansion. Like, it was fun. Now it's just
Okay.
It's super competitive.
And we're still just talking about the battle royale mode of Fortnite, right?
Yeah. Like literally, me and
Okay.
Brad, we went into a game of Battle Royale Fortnite, and we
knocked
went
down
into,
we knocked down an entire
all of the
forest,
and then we
and
just
built a mansion.
We built an entire building, which all of the walls in the mansion were doors. It just everything was doors, and so people would just walk in to
Yeah.
try to kill us, and it would just be door after door after door, and they would just be so
That's
confused.
awesome.
It was hilarious, and so you'd
That's
hear.
like a freaking Scooby-Doo movie,
Exactly,
man.
you would hear doors come opening as they got closer to you, and so you just be like, "Oh, they're getting
I'm
close.
about to die."
They're getting close," because you just be like, "Door, door, 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 door," and so it was super fun. And then we'd knock down an entire forest. We'd have tons of wood, and we'd go to the lake, and we'd just submarine under the lake where we would just build platforms because the lake, the entire way you can walk across it, it's just barely waist level. But so we would just crouch and we would just walk under the
build
water
floors.
and build floors above us.
So they couldn't kill us.
And so we'd just be submarining and they couldn't shoot down at you. They'd have to break the floor above you and you could just rebuild it. It was great. So you could just walk underneath
That's
of
freaking
it.
hilarious.
So yeah,
would just
we had
mess
so
around.
much fun in that game. But I guarantee if I
Yeah.
downloaded it again right now and played it,
I would just get dunked
I
on.
would get 99th place probably,
Yeah.
or 100th place, or whatever
Well,
the worst is.
I think it's so sweaty, man.
It is
like
so sweaty.
people try so hard at that game. It's just not fun anymore, you know.
And then
Yeah.
I played PUBG probably for a total of 2 hours, and I hated it
Yeah.
because again, at that point it was already crazy competitive, more than Fortnite was,
Yeah.
and so I went
then-
back to Fortnite for about a week, and then
Yeah.
we stopped playing.
The main thing that I didn't like about PUBG was just it was 45 minutes of build up of I'm getting armor, I'm getting guns, and we're working, and then you're running across the first guy and you're done. You're dead. And it's
Oh,
cool, I just spent 45
yeah.
minutes doing nothing to die as soon as I met the first guy. Which is
Hey, man.
not great.
You just gotta get good, scrub.
Yeah, I am not good at
But
But
Scrub.
which is also the difference between
Yeah.
Fortnite. I liked PUBG better because people couldn't build crazy fortresses in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
When
now
people
they
got
can,
good at
though.
Fortnite, they can't.
No, now they can.
Oh, well,
before they couldn't.
I heard this one kid there's probably lots of them, but one of my friends that I knew, he hotkeyed his computer or his mouse to build an entire fortress in one click.
Yeah.
And he could build...
He had
then-
macros built up.
Yeah. And so it's like...
That's freaking trash.
And then there's me who... I don't even know how to turn my computer on half the time. I'm over here just trying to load my gun or something, and
Right.
I just don't even know what to do.
I still accidentally shoot my gun half the time. Just whoops. Didn't mean to shoot
Yep.
that. Sorry, guys. So, like, yeah. So, who knows? Maybe the Battle Royale in Call of Duty will be good and I'll play it, but to be honest, the main reason I got that game was just for the zombies, because I just like shooting zombies and having crazy, weird guns that I can just blow people up with, so. But,
yeah. In my opinion, it might be a pretty close call between the Call of Duty and Fortnite, because you know, Call of Duty's got that name. It's been pretty popular, and people really like and regularly get the Call of Duty, and it seemed like it was pretty fun. I think the biggest point is the $60 and having something to run it on, because you know Fortnite can run it for a freaking potato. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Black Ops didn't look all that great either, so I think you could run that on pretty garbage software too. They didn't have very much like foliage and stuff, so
Okay.
it wasn't a normal. It wasn't the normal quality of like a Black Ops map looks like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The Battle Royale map did not look that quality. It looked better than a PUBG map, but it wasn't like a.
Well, I feel like most people try to make their battle royales worse because that's really hot right now, and everyone wants to play it, so everyone on every platform can do it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's true, but I mean, I feel like that's something that people.
It looked good, but it wasn't. It wasn't what I would normally attune to a Call of Duty multiplayer map. It was.
Okay.
I think they went with size over quality, quantity over quality. So, but other than that, it was fun. But Battle Royale modes just aren't my cup of tea. So.
Okay.
But other than that, I think that'll do it for today. Again, if you guys want to get in touch with us, our email has now changed.
Email is now dfi.pcast@gmail.com. You can always look us up on Instagram at dfi.pcast. Also, Facebook, same thing. We're going to try to get it on Twitter as well soon.
Yep.
But everything will be in the YouTube description, which is, again, I almost said DTF. DFI.pcast or whatever it is.
That's what I am.
And so always look us up there. Send us an email of requests. We love talking, as you can tell. And then social media, we try to keep it up to date, posting things about our lives and also just about nerd culture. And by we, I mean me. And then hopefully they'll start getting it.
Get good scrubs.
And if you have any questions about us or anything else, anything you want us to talk about, or anything about, I guess, even our personal lives, we won't promise we'll answer every question, but send us in a question to one of our social medias or email, and we'll definitely take a look at it.
Alrighty, well, have a good week, and we will see you next Tuesday.